So there's just, like I said, it's ongoing, and there's corporate communications things that you can do. All kinds of things, you know, that you can do. I mean, I really think that it's kind of endless, and I think that just kind of starting and being here is great. But like I said, reach out and get your next thing. Because just being in classes is not going to get you into the industry. Just being here is not. It's a step in the right direction. I mean, it's obviously putting you ahead of some other people, but it's not. And the 4 o'clock producer that I have, and it's kind of the whole thing about media, is that she was a film student. She went and got a 4-year film degree, and she just happened to like intern in process content at a local radio station, and she did TV because she thought like, hey, there's nothing film around here. I'll go do that, and that's how she got her job as a news producer. So, do you guys have any other questions, or is there anything else I can answer or go over? Okay, I will give you guys, I brought business cards with me. Feel free to take one and I'll just kind of pass them out. If you guys ever have questions, feel free to email me. The other thing I will say is, I still have my old actually, and it's only like 5 months old, like I just said, my demo reel, my news demo reel on video. Just search Ariel Schroeder, and it'll pop up if you guys want to see kind of like what a producer's reel might look like. But yeah, like I said, I don't know that I'll necessarily get to talk to you on the phone, but if you want to email me, if you guys have questions, if you're not even sure, you know, like what the step in the right direction is, or let's see, but always feel free to email me and ask questions, because I will try to do my best to answer. And is everyone sure they don't have any other questions? Here's a couple of hands to take some. Do you have a question?
Yes.
Yeah.
How did you, do you like your job?
I love my job. I think you guys snuck in, but...
Ariel? You got an extra one.
Oh, thank you. Do you guys need any? To answer your job though, or to answer the question about my job, I love my job. Like I was just telling them earlier, it's a lot. It can be a lot of work as a producer, but like after I am in a live show and I've like had breaking news in it, or I've just like did the best show I could do, it is the best feeling to know that you just accomplished that and you just did it, and it was just live and there were no mistakes and things like that. And every day it's something new, and that's why I chose broadcasting, is because I didn't want to be in an office and I didn't want to be doing those things. I wanted to get to go out and do these cool things, like go to events, talk to people, and even as a producer I get to do some of those things. A lot of the time I'm in the station going through video and things like that. But there's never a dull moment in what I do. I never get bored. I never think like, oh, I gotta go to work today. Like I'm always excited. And then there's always like fun things that happen, even though you think it might be boring. There's always cool guests that we have. There's always cool things that we get to go do. And there's always awesome stories that we get to cover that makes every day worthwhile.
Do sports?
Yeah, we do sports. Everyone there is like big Packers fans. I know there's a Packers fan over here, but everyone there is big Packers fans, and the local school, which is the Badgers. So, yeah. Yeah.
I'm so leaning towards
Producing?
Anything I can do to help me get to that.
Just getting started. Okay, yeah. I say.
Because I just feel like I have stories and I know stories that I just don't hear on.
Yeah. That really covered. Like, there's a couple of things you could even do. You could even go home and start, like I said, like even starting your own blog, which obviously isn't like news, but you can start covering news stories and posting them on your blog and sharing them, which is a great way to get started with your work. The other thing I would do is definitely try to find, even if it's radio, even if it's print, even if it's entertainment, find some kind of just try to find some kind of opportunity where you can start like young and start working on doing it, because every day, like basically when you made the choice to step in here, that's when you started your career. That, to me, that's when I started my career, was the first couple of classes of college, because college isn't like it used to be anymore at all, and it's really changed. And so it's like when you started, you start your career, you start that you start that competitive feel, because you got to go out and get those opportunities that are available to you. And I know I saw like a bulletin board out here with all these internships, and it's like, just start sending your stuff out and get an internship and find a mentor, because at all of these local stations and places, there's mentors to be found, and there's people who will take you under their wing, and they want to hear your story pitches, because coming in there, they want to hear what you have to say and like where you're from and your neighborhood and what's happening, and they want to move forward and hear those things, you know. So like I said, start with an internship and start writing, because you want to, and it's going to be different if you want to be in TV and be a TV producer, or be like a journalist and be a newspaper writer. It's going to be different, but learn both. Learn the conversational aspect and learn the long form print, because like I said, it's changing. You got to know both. You got to, like, I do this every day. I'll write maybe 15, 20 TV short conversational scripts, and those same stories I write in long form for our web and for our app. So it's kind of like you got to start to work on those things, kind of capturing those things. And the cool thing about us, like producing and internships, they'll like help you and let you like go to them and say, this is what I want to do, and they'll let you like help them book guests and set up segments and do things like that, and come up with ideas to kind of get started on doing those things too. So yeah. So sorry guys, but anybody else have questions or anything you can answer?
When you did the in front of the camera, were you like, did you like it, or did you just not want to do it?
No, I loved it. I really did like it. I just kind of had to kind of say, what do I love more? Because the other cool thing about broadcasting in this industry is that at different markets, you could be your own producer, anchor, and reporter. In my market, we don't really have that because we're like a little bit different. But in smaller markets, I know people who produce their own show, write their own show, and then they go on and they're in front of the camera. I know radio people who do that too all the time. So like I said, it's knowing a little bit of both makes you well-rounded, and then kind of going forward and just seeing what path you kind of land on. I will say, when I first started on camera, I wasn't the best at all. And I used to get, because you have all the studio lights and stuff, I used to get hives like on my chest and stuff. So those are some things that you kind of have to work through and get used to. But knowing how to write and produce will make you a better on-air person. Knowing how to be an on-air person will make you a better producer and reporter. So I think learn a little bit of each, and then kind of discover and say, hey, I'm super slick. I love being in front of the camera. I think this is what I want to do. Or I love writing. I love doing the whole show and choosing everything, all the stories and putting it together. This is what I want to do. Or maybe you want to do a little bit of both. But there are jobs in this industry where you can mix it all together, kind of mix and match. Because like I do a little bit of everything. I don't have to do on camera stuff, thankfully, but yeah, I do a little bit